I'm Chris Story, and this is the Alaska Real Estate Podcast, brought to you by the Alaska Association of Realtors. Today, real estate news you can use. Today's podcast is made possible in part thanks to your partners in real estate, Alaska Housing Finance Corporation. AHFC's got a mission to provide safe, efficient, and affordable housing to every Alaskan. With low-interest mortgages and energy rebate programs, AHFC is your partner in every corner of Alaska. Online, ahfc.us and akrebate.com. From NAR, pending home sales index down again 8 months in a row, in part due to low inventory. Well, the February reading is the lowest it's been since 2011. Now, that's one headline, but if you look closer, you'll see that the Midwest and the West are experiencing modest increases. It's the Northeast and the South that are dragging the index down. That's news worth spreading. April is National Grilled Cheese Month. Yeah, I can hardly stand myself. I'm sure you can work this into your marketing somehow, and I don't even know why. Small homes are on the rise. Are you using this trend in your blog or newsletter? It's really taking off. Small homes are huge. That's funny. Book notes brought to you by Tidal Wave Books, 1360 West Northern Lights. Have you been down there lately? Take a little time. When you've got some time, grab a coffee and roam through the many, many aisles of Tidal Wave Books on Northern Lights. I love going through their business and marketing section. Great. It's just terrific. Tidal Wave Books is online at wavebooks.com. All right, what am I reading? Reading Purple Cow by Seth Godin. I'm telling you, one of the best marketing books ever written. Came out in about 2002. I'd heard of it, never read it. Read other things that Seth Godin has written. I think he's written 17 or 18 books. Really simple. This is what I'm telling you. Seth Godin is the master of simple. What is a purple cow? Stand out. Be remarkable. Seth tells the story about driving through the south of France, and there's cows and cows and cows. At first, they were like, hey, look at the cows, he and his family. And then after a while, what cows? Didn't even see them. He said, but if one of them had been purple, they would have pulled over to the side of the road and for certain have been spreading that and spreading the word. Are you using Purple Cow in your marketing? Pick up the book. It's called Purple Cow. Seth Godin's the author. Amazing. Also, when this podcast is over, I want you to click on the Book Notes tab, sponsored by Tidal Wave Books. You're going to meet Molly Chester. Had an opportunity to interview her the other day. Her book is called Back to Butter. Fantastic book. She talks about her kitchen in her home, where she started, where she wrote her book, and how and why. Great conversation about food and the choices we make in life. Under Book Notes. Click on that when you're done here. Alaska USA Title Agency is a proud sponsor of Alaska Real Estate Podcast. AK USA Title Agency has offices all over Alaska. In a recent closing, the team at Alaska USA Title Agency, bent over backwards. They helped me by helping my client, my out-of-state client, very ill. It was a dire situation for the client, and they needed a courtesy closing. Alaska USA Title Agency treated this like it was the only and most important deal in the world. My client is still raving. For personal, professional, and prompt service, call on Alaska USA Title Agency. They're online at akusatitle.com. Distress sales are on the decline. 25% of the home sales last year in February, in 2013, were distress sales. This year, February, down to 16% of the sales. That is a great indicator of the course correction that our housing market is on nationwide. Ghost listings could scare off business. Found this in the daily real estate news section on the Realtor magazine, printed out actually yesterday. It was published yesterday. New York City, they're actually having people that are doing the old bait and switch. Are you familiar with that? They offer something for sale, and then, I'm interested in what you offered in the paper or flyer or online, whatever. You get here and go, that's sold, but may I interest you? That is total fraud, in my opinion. Now, it may not be illegal to have the, quote, ghost listing out there, but it's totally unethical. Read that online at the Realtor magazine or in your published magazine. Great, very interesting article, and it begs the question, are we policing ourselves as an industry, and is this something that we ought to crack down on our own members here in the realtor world? Your market, the S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index, says 2013 brought 11.3% in increase in appreciation. Could a bubble be near? Well, we're still 21% lower than the peak of 2006. So how does this track with your market? That's the real question. And how are you using this kind of news to talk with your clients and customers? Joe Stumpf, great speaker and trainer, he always says, when someone asks you, how's the market? What they're really saying is, how's my market? Am I okay? Should I buy? Should I sell? What's my market look like? They don't care about you. They don't care about your sales, how many you've closed. They care about their own market. And it's an opportunity to discuss these kinds of national statistics and then drill it down to your market and the markets and submarkets within your market. Now that's specific and crucial information that everyone you talk to is going to want to know about. Put it in your newsletter, your Facebook posts, and in your blog. Here's a headline from CNN Money. After 8 years, the real estate market is finally looking normal again. Written by Christopher Matthews. CNN Money. How about that? Finally looking normal again. Well, there's that word normal. Yes, that's really it. That is the secret of it right there, whether he knew it or not. Real estate's a long-term investment. That's the whole strategy behind real estate. In the long run, you will profit. You'll see peaks and valleys in between. That's what we call normal. Perfect term for the current market conditions, normal. The one question you need to ask when creating your own personal brand. This is from Inman News by Gina Thellman. Are you even building your own personal brand? I know you are, but are you? Are you building your own personal brand? Here's the question that Gina says you ought to ask yourself before you even begin to create or in the middle of, or wherever you are in that process. Ask this question. When do people like me the best? The reality is you can't do it all, she says. But by auditing your best relationships, whether they be personal or professional, you can discover your best potential client base. Then identify the marketing or system channels that will help you build out that community and bring you success. That's great. I love that. Did you know that vacation home sales have surged nearly 30% in 2013? 717,000 homes sold in 2013 compared to 553,000 the year before. 13% of all real estate transactions last year were vacation homes. Well, that's a worthy trend. That's discretionary income. I like to see that. Well, that's it for this edition of Alaska Real Estate. Sandy Ehrman is your executive producer. I'm Chris Story, wishing you health, wealth, and prosperity. See you next time right here on the Alaska Real Estate Podcast. Enjoy this podcast? Share it with a friend. If you didn't enjoy it, what's wrong with you? You got issues or something?